Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
We are traveling all over Uganda to find hardworking farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need
to make their farms more productive and adapt to climate change.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice and turn their farms around into a profitable business,
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experience
on the Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
Put it up. This week, we are north of Jinja, visiting Joseph and Elizabeth Isabirye in the village of Muwangi Bulumba. We want to find out how they do this and what challenges they have on their Shamba. Welcome to Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
Please go ahead and tell us. So how did you come about doing all this?
Having had an opportunity to leave Uganda and we go into work in New Zealand. We worked on a couple of different farms, but mainly they have large number of cows. And when we were there, we would see and say, can we do this back home?
And since my husband is a vet and I'm an agriculturalist, we knew that we had what it takes to come and start this kind of thing back home.
So she came 1 year before me. In 2019, I arrived. After arriving, there was total lockdown of COVID-19.
We had not prepared us for that kind of situation. So we decided to move with our dream.
Me, I went on the animal side. And she told me, I'll be on the food side. So she looked at the banana plantation.
So what challenges have you faced so far?
The banana plantation, at first it gave us very beautiful bunches. But now the productivity has kept on going down. And then the climate change. The rains, the patterns are changing. So at one time we have too much, at one time nothing.
Joseph, yes. You went into the animal farm. Mm-hmm. So what problems did you find there?
The challenge of feeding, it was the first challenge we had.
Okay.
You have to grow some maize, to supplement, maybe you get some feeds from somewhere until we settled a bit. And then there, of course, as you get the cows,
yes,
the babies are coming. But we realized there was a big of a challenge. As they turn around 3 months, some die. We realized, I think there are some minerals they are not having. So we sat down, made some little mixtures, and we made some few pellets for our own farm to try.
So Joseph, we usually move around with experts, but this time round I think we have one in our midst.
Okay.
Frobisha is thinking, since we have this expert here, why can't we just play a compete game and see who takes the expert?
Aha, Agi, I see where you're going. So Joseph,
yes,
when you were talking about the cows, did you say they're this way?
Yes, we have.
So the dairy production.
Seems like someone is afraid of a little competition, but never mind. Elizabeth is worried that the productivity of her garden is on the decline. The fertility of soil is very important to a farmer. It can determine the output of a whole season. To avoid risking it, there are ways of knowing the fertility by making a soil test. A soil test is a process by which elements are chemically removed from the soil and measured for their nutrient content within the sample. Fortunately for Elizabeth and Joseph, we conducted a soil test on their farm earlier and have invited a soil scientist, Mr. Anyango Joseph, from National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO, to tell us the importance of doing a soil test.
When you test, you are able to know what do I need to add? How do I manage this soil? But if you don't, that's when you will see your crops drying. You see, you cannot explain why is that one dry, why is it bringing small bunches, then we know that it is because this soil lacks maybe these nutrients.
So after doing the soil test,
yes,
what did you find out?
Results in this farm show that our soils lack some nutrients. Those nutrients have to be added. So you can see, we tested for pH. If it is more of like acid, the plant will not be able to eat. So it has to be within that range. And then you talk of nitrogen. You can see the lab said it is low. Potassium, it is low. Phosphorus is fairly there, it's high, so you may not need more of that.
Yes.
But the two, nitrogen and potassium, you need to add so that you get your plants performing well.
Joseph went on to tell us that nitrogen N is used by plants for lots of leaves and stem growth. It helps the plant to trap sunlight and make food for the plant. Phosphorus P is used by plants to help form new roots and growth. Potassium K helps fruits form and mature. It improves fruit quality and reduces diseases. Anyango shows Elizabeth some of the plants with potassium deficiency.
This is one of the signs of potassium deficiency, where the leaf starts drying from the edges.
Okay, so Mr. Joseph,
Yes,
what should we do?
Add nitrogen, nitrogenous fertilizers. You need to add the potassium. Potassium you can get from a fertilizer like NPK. You can get from a fertilizer potassium nitrate. There's also what we call muriate of potash. It has a lot of potassium.
When is it best to apply?
When the rains are starting, then you apply.
Okay.
NPK fertilizer with a ratio of around 20-10-20 or 25-20 is typically recommended for banana farming. If you think your soil needs an extra boost, it is well worth having it tested. Testing costs only 50,000 shillings per sample. Fertilizer such as NPK costs 220 to 250,000 shillings per acre, and whatever you spend will quickly be recouped with often 100% increase in yield each season. It is important to add fertilizer in your soil. This is because it contains chemical elements that improve growth and productiveness of plants. It also helps replace the nutrients that have been lost during harvest.
Joseph, having lived and worked on a ranch with 700 heads of cattle in New Zealand for 16 years, has plenty of knowledge to share with his fellow Ugandan farmers. Here we are at Mr. Peter Batala's home, a member of Joseph and Elizabeth's group. Peter is a passionate farmer. I have come to see how Joseph trains some of the members in his group.
So what are you feeding our animals?
Elephant grass.
Elephant grass.
Elephant grass, yes.
When you are looking after the animals, you have to consider why are you looking after them.
Okay.
If these are for milk,
Yes.
you have got to feed them according to what you want from them.
All right.
Now, you are feeding elephant grass.
Yes.
This elephant grass, it has got the dry matter, which is a bit very low because of the water content in the elephant grass.
Okay.
To get the right amount
Yes.
of quantity the animal needs,
Yes.
you have got to supplement it
Oh.
with other feeds.
Okay.
Like the dry grass.
Yes.
You cut, dry, and then you can supplement to the animal in the evening. And that's how you get the amount of milk from them.
Okay.
If you don't feed the right amount,
Very
basically you
little
not
milk.
get enough out of them.
Then also he's putting the grass on the ground.
You are wasting a lot of feed here. All this would have been eaten by the what? By the animals, but you have wasted. And number two, the hygiene. Make sure at least you have that wooden box so that the feed is inside. And I can realize your feed is not chopped. Don't you think your animal uses a lot of energy chewing? Instead, if it was at least cut in bits?
But then I don't have a machine.
Don't
Yes.
you have a panga?
Yeah, I have pangas.
That would be the best thing to start with.
Okay.
Just put a stick.
Okay.
It's a simple thing.
For
Yes.
cutting.
Joseph, we've talked about the feeding. There's no water.
Of course, water should be here. Mr. Farmer, you would have had your water trough around here.
Okay.
Water is very important for the animal. It should be given throughout the whole day. The cow must take water on its own will.
Yes.
You have got to supplement it with other feeds. Like maize bran, you add some minerals.
Okay.
They are provided. We can get some toxin binder, we get some calcium, phosphorus, and we add in so that we get the right quantity for the animal before you achieve what you want to get out of it.
You'll need to feed a cow at least 3% of its body weight every day. For example, a 300 kilogram cow should eat 9 kilograms of feed per day. 75%, that is 7 kilograms of feed, should be fodder. Fodder is a mix of fresh and dry grass, hay, maize stover, and bean stalks. 20%, that is 2 kilograms of this, should be concentrates, like dairy meal. The last 5%, that is 500 grams of feed, should be supplements. These are minerals and salts and protein supplements. Something should be done to help Peter's cows. Good thing Shamba shepherd magician Karis came to the rescue. How you treat your calf in the first month is very important.
If a calf has just been born, it has got to get the first colostrum in the first 2 hours. If you don't give it in the first 2 hours, you are exposing it to having diseases. So basically it gets the immunity from the colostrum it takes.
Colostrum is a form of milk produced by a cow for the first few days after giving birth. It is rich in nutrients, antibodies, and growth factors that are important for the health and development of the calf. The protein content of colostrum is 3 to 5 times as that of normal milk. It also contains 5 to 15 times the amount of vitamin A found in normal milk.
So after the first 4 days, you go to feeding the normal milk. Either 2 liters in the morning, 2 liters in the evening, according to the size of the what?
The animal.
Of the calf. Okay. Now, we start chipping in the dry grass. And it comes in at 8 days onwards. And this calf has to be fed like that for almost 4 months.
Okay.
Yes, it has to stay on milk up to 4 months. But at least within the first month to the 4th, the calf can be ready to be weaned off. But now, you have the milk, you have the grass. But the nutritional value the calf needs, is it there? It needs calcium. That's for better formation of the bones.
Okay.
It needs magnesium, it needs phosphorus. And of course, vitamin E is very, very essential in the calf.
Animals, just like humans, require balanced nutrition for proper growth. They need minerals such as calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and others which are usually not provided from the fodder. That is why providing supplements for your animals is essential. The main source of these minerals are sources like Maclick Super, dairy cows, Maclick Brick, calf, Maclick Dry Cow, 7-month in-calf cow. Now that's more like it. Peter.
And Sebon? Do you like this?
Yes, I've loved it very much.
It's called Shamba Shepherd for a reason.
Thank you very much, Shamba.
Now they can drink from here.
Yes.
Eat properly. Without wasting.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, Peter.
Thank you for coming.
All right.
Yeah. We meet again.
So always remember, before you invest in supplements, make sure that the cow has enough dry matter. That way you're saving on money and you can even make a profit.
We are still in Muwangi Bulumba village, shaping up Elizabeth and Joseph's farm. We saw the importance of doing a soil test and how to keep our soils fertile.
We also saw how to feed our cattle well and the value of supplements to calves.
But that's not all. When Elizabeth and Joseph returned to Uganda, they had a passion of having a banana plantation. They planted the bananas and it was a success. For 2 years, they got good yield, but of late, Elizabeth has noticed a decline and the bananas are not doing well. Our expert from National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO, Dr. Godfrey Seruwu, has noticed the banana spacing was not done well and he is going to show us how to do it.
Yes, Elizabeth, well done.
Thank you.
We have gone through your plantation and it is looking quite good, but the size of the bunches is still a bit small. It means there is a lot you can still do to improve the bunch size. I've equally looked at the planting.
Yes, please.
It wasn't done very well. It can be improved. We are going to demonstrate how to establish a new plantation. We can get pegs. You can get a tape measure and do the measuring. Now when you are measuring, we shall have lines running along the slope, not upwards, but across. The lines to be spaced 10 feet apart, that is 3 meters.
3 meters.
And even within the line, the holes or the plants should be spaced 10 feet. From one line to another line, 10 feet or 3 meters. Yes.
Let's do it.
You bring the peg. Go ahead, we measure another 10 feet.
Another 10 feet.
Here. Even here we have 10 feet. Next is digging.
Oh, okay.
Now, once you have your peg here,
Yes.
this peg forms the corner of the hole.
Okay.
You don't dig around the peg, but it forms the corner. That means we are going to start our hole from here. We dig it 3 feet.
The hole for the banana sucker should be 3 feet wide and 2 feet deep.
Zach, you are
Zach,
delaying.
Come.
You can see, you are going to dig up to here,
Up to here.
but this one will go away.
Okay.
And
Then
then
another 3 feet.
another 3 feet here. And another 3 feet here. So now you dig and leave this one. Now when you are digging, you have to separate the soil.
Oh.
The top soil goes on the upper side of the slope. So as he digs the top soil, he should
Comes
put it
this
this
side.
way. Then when we reach like a foot down,
Yeah.
he begins putting
The other soil.
the other soil on the lower side. Why do we do that? We shall be putting this topsoil back, mix it with manure and put it back to the hole. It's the one which has nutrients, but the red one doesn't have nutrients. So we put it on the lower side so that when it rains, the water washes it away from the hole.
So what do we do next?
Let's go for the suckers.
Okay.
Yeah,
How do you even identify a good sucker?
yeah, now this is a sucker,
Okay.
but it's not the type we want.
Hey,
Why?
doctor, it looks healthy.
I know.
Yeah, we have different types of suckers. This is a water sucker. A water sucker is weak with wide leaves, but we want a maiden sucker, which is strong and can give you a good crop.
And what does a strong one look like?
Let's go and have a look.
You're still looking around.
Aha, this is what I've been talking about.
Doctor, this one?
Yes, this is the sword sucker. Now, the sword sucker should have this one, small and pointed, very sharp. When you compare with the other water sucker, the leaves are wide and the plant is weak. So this is the type that we want.
Okay.
We want to start with the strong plant.
strong
I think
plant.
let's uproot
Yeah,
it.
let's get it.
When desuckering, it is important to use a clean, sanitized tool to avoid the spread of diseases from plant to plant and the use of a sharp tool like a panga. This prevents excess damage to the roots of the mother plant.
Yeah, let's go, doctor.
No. We have to clean it from here.
Hey.
Yeah, because we don't want to transfer any pests like weevils, nematodes to our new field. So we do the cleaning from here, and even other suckers that you get from elsewhere, make sure they are cleaned from where they are uprooted.
Always clean suckers by cutting off all the roots and black spots from the comb, leaving it white. This will prevent the spreading of pests like weevils and nematodes.
You see? It's now clean. So after that, we have to trim it. We don't want to take this entire thing. We just want to cut off and go with only the sucker and leave the others. So how we cut? You make a slanting cut. Slanting, such that once you plant, if it rains, the water just rolls over. Don't make it flat. The water will sit on top and cause it to rot. This is ready for planting.
Let's go plant this. Wow, Zach! You've done an amazing job. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, well done.
Okay, Zach, you can now go and rest.
Oh, okay. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so now our holes are ready.
Yes.
We are going to plant.
Yes.
But before planting, we have to mix this topsoil,
Yes.
the one we put on the upper side, with our manure, and the manure must be well decomposed.
Okay.
Now we are going to start mixing.
Doctor, do you have any specific measurements or you just put?
We need about 12 kilograms of decomposed manure.
Okay.
That's about a benson. Now we have been mixing it. This is good enough. How do we put this?
Yes.
You have to return all the soil, the one mixed, but you leave about half a foot without filling it.
Why do you leave half a foot?
Yeah, we want to create a basin such that when it rains, all the water collects in that basin.
Okay.
And the plant gets enough moisture, such that if the dry season comes up, the hole has stored enough water.
And the sucker can,
and
still,
the sucker
feed on
can
that.
still survive.
Okay.
Yeah, so we leave this peg at the corner to guide us on where the whole corner is.
Yes.
And that still matters even at
It
this
still
point.
matters because we have to plant in the center.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, after this, once it rains,
Yes.
this soil will compact and we will leave the half foot.
Yes, because
that we
I
talked
was not
about.
seeing the half foot.
But so we are not supposed to compact it ourselves because we don't want to interfere with the penetration of the roots.
Okay, let's plant the sucker now.
Bring it.
Okay.
And now
Eh.
we are going to plant and leave part of it outside because it's a rainy season.
Okay.
But if it's a dry season,
Yes, Doctor.
we cover all of it to prevent it from drying out. So you put it in now. And once we are covering, it has to remain outside. So, but we have to make sure we get rid of the air bubbles and we slightly compress it like that. And then we have finished.
Now I've planted my banana plantation. How much am I going to earn per year?
How much you earn will depend on how well you've looked after the plantation. We know that in an acre we have 450
plants.
And if you look after it very well, each plant will give you a minimum of 2 bunches per year. Minimum. It can be more.
Oh, per year.
So that means we have 900 bunches.
Yes.
And if they're of good size at farm gate, you can sell it between 15 and 20,000.
Yeah.
Let's calculate using 15,000.
Okay.
15,000 times 900 gives you 13.5 million.
Good money.
That is good money per
Good
year.
money, Elizabeth.
Good
Yeah,
money.
very good money.
Yeah, good
Because
money.
the cost of looking after the plantation is fairly low.
Nowadays, the rains are unpredictable. What are we going to do about that?
One, we have to mulch. For example, if you have maize like this, don't throw the stover. Use it for mulching and you cover. But when mulching, you leave the mulch 1 foot away
From the sucker.
from the plant.
When all this is done right, Elizabeth, Joseph, and the whole community will enjoy a healthy matoke business.
The reason why we are here today is just to see why do we give clean water to our animals.
Joseph and Elizabeth believe that it is not enough to build themselves alone, but the community as a whole. After meeting with Peter, I was fortunate to tag along and attended one of their trainings. Hope I can learn a thing.
Even if the dry season will come and find it on the way, we can cut and preserve, and we have feed for our animals.
Rubbish
So
away.
this is the type. Can you take off the glass? Yeah, it's okay. What is up?
Joseph, why did you start this group?
Due to the experience we got from where we traveled, when we came back here, we wanted to put that experience on the people on the ground here. So when we came to our farm here, we said, now, how can we help the people around? So we called them up and we said, we have learned this. Do you think it can be of any help to you? Or can you come up and we did together?
Nice.
They came up, joined us, and we started a group. We are building their mind to change from being given to using what they have.
Their minds have started changing. At least you find that they are giving suggestions.
Yes.
We can do this.
Okay.
Yeah, so with time you see that they are also feeling that they are part of.
So we are trying to show them that with the little they have, they can be able to create an income.
Okay.
Let us say somebody has got a cow.
Yes.
If you feed well this cow, you give it what it needs.
Yes.
It will give you the milk and you earn some little money in the pocket. And I'm telling you today,
Yes.
we are realizing that they have started saving their own little money to make sure that they use that very money to pull themselves out of the poverty.
It is inspiring to see farmers who have faced so many challenges but still keep moving forward.
Mr. Joseph,
Yes, please.
Madam Elizabeth, we wish you all the best.
Wish you all the best.
All right.
Thank you, thank you.
See you.
Thank you so
God
much.
bless.
Okay.
Bless you.
Henry Ford once said, coming together is the beginning. Staying together is progress. Working together is success.
Frobisher is quoting Henry Ford. This has truly changed his mindset.